Ian.
Patrick.
We have another update. This one came out of nowhere from Watermelon Games, which we brought this topic up like a year and a half ago. Like it's been a minute since we talked about this and their Paprium game.
This is weird. So Watermelon Games became somewhat known for releasing Pure Solar, which was a ambitious, nice-looking Genesis Mega Drive RPG that they put out, I want to say, in like 2010. Pure Solar, much like Paprium, was delayed, took forever to come out, but it did finally come out. People received it. From all word, it's a pretty good homebrew, RPG. Looks nice, has a great soundtrack.
Sega Genesis style?
Sega Genesis. They also, there's digital versions of it on many platforms. There was, I think, Dreamcast versions. They did a number of versions of it. So after the relative success of Pure Solar, they announced a game called Paprium, I think in 2017.
It was beat 'em up.
Yes, and it was supposed to be the beat 'em up to end all beat 'em ups. I don't remember the specifics, but it was supposed to have multiple playable characters, something like 20 plus levels, I think, insane graphics, save spots, so that, it was supposed to be a beat 'em up with some meat to it, some heft to it that would, maybe take more than one sitting to play.
And look better than other Genesis games, maybe.
Yeah, it was supposed to have bigger sprites and look better than other Genesis games.
I did this insane freaking trailer with this ripped guy, bronzed up, walking to a Genesis.
So it got delayed many times. People started to wonder if it was ever going to come out. There was talk about them having to use like a special cartridge to release it.
And they pre-ordered. There was
pre-orders.
Yeah.
They took a bunch of money. And in 2018, the game's co-creator and lead artist Lewis Martin spoke exclusively to Nintendo Life and said that about the lack of transparency, and said that he was about Watermelon boss Gwenail Fonzie God, and that he was at that point still awaiting payment for his work on the game. After that came out, there was that's when a lot of people started to be like, well, what's going on? I pre-ordered this, or is this game coming out?
Then the launch party.
Yes, I'm getting there. And then they had, and I think that's what we talked about. I think that was the last time we brought it up.
Okay.
They had a launch party where they were like desperate to show some sort of progress on it. And the launch party was like a flash cartridge with like all sorts of wires coming out of it, hooked into a console. And what people saw was one character moving on a background. I don't think there was any enemies, or if there was no AI program.
Look at the video right now from that.
Yeah.
It says long play, and it's a guy with an animation. He's walking around. He's a boxer.
Yeah.
He's in like a factory, like a meat plant.
So that was, their launch party, and that
he punches a guy.
That went very, very poorly for them. They got a lot of bad press after that. So I think most people just sort of figured that this was never going to come out. I think people had really just kind of forgotten about it. There had been very few updates. And then suddenly people started getting emails the other day saying that their pre-order was ready to ship. And they just had to confirm that the game was going to the right address.
Confirm their address.
So as of right now, I don't think anyone actually has this in their hands, but I know some people who pre-ordered this who have confirmed that they have gotten that email.
Yeah, me too.
And so this is on its way. What is this actually going to look like compared to what was promised? What are we getting? I don't know. But it's an interesting situation. It's one of those rare stories where something looks like it was done, finished in terms of never going to come out, and all of a sudden here it is. What got cobbled together? I don't know yet. We haven't seen it.
Can anyone do PR right at all? Like we talked about CD Projekt Red, doing bad PR. This is bad PR. It's coming out. It's like because you've warned people that, hey, it's going to come out. Like, they just drop it on people who forgot about it potentially. I mean, it's good if it's actually going to be in people's hands. I get what they paid for, but holy shit, no progress updates at all for years. I mean, like, what the hell's happening here?
I mean, I know I come across like about as pleasant as vinegar sometimes, but I actually have ideas as to what makes good customer service. I mean, you can hire me as a consultant, hire Pat as a consultant. We sit here and we talk about it all the time.
Just be honest with people.
Right.
Just be honest. Let people know what's happening. When you have their money, let people know what's happening. Holy shit.
So what's even stranger is that Watermelon has just announced another Genesis project. After
this is what bothers me.
This bothers me. This to me feels like taunting. I mean, more than anything. I mean, this is genuinely crazy. So they announced a new title that has a non-pronounceable name. It's like AM96.
AMB96.
And it's going to be another side-scrolling fighter for Sega's for the Genesis. I'm going to guess that they probably dumped some money into finally getting this engine developed, and that they're going to try to milk something.
They're going to roll it into the next game.
They're going to roll it into the next game. It will cost $169 for the standard version and $229 for the limited version. And they are only doing one single batch, and warning buyers, if you miss it now, you miss it forever.
This is the most obnoxious thing I've ever seen, this website that they set up for it.
Yep. And they are encouraging people to buy in bulk, so they're encouraging scalpers and hoarders. And if a discount will be applied to orders of more than 7 units, and if you order over $4,999 worth of these, they will build you a free arcade cap for the game.
Yeah, sure they will. So this website is a bunch of giant orange font. What is it? It's a 16-bit game. For which platform? Mega Drive, Genesis. Is it related to Paprium? No. Is it a beat 'em up? Yes. Beat them up. Beat them up. I never heard that before. A SOAR-like? No, SOR, I'm not sure what it is.
Streets of Rage.
Oh, Streets of Rage. Is it a 2-player game? Yes. Is it going to be fun? Yes. Was this game released before? No. So it's just annoying. Then it gets into, can I buy the game later? No, it's a single batch, but you can try eBay later on. So they're encouraging you to get it up front.
Yes.
Any purchase deadline? Maybe. Is it worth the price? Considering how exclusive it is, we think it's a bargain. So this is what's rubbing me the wrong way. You don't have a fucking game out yet that you took money for years ago. For like 2-3 years, right? 3 years you're taking the money from people. Don't have it out yet. You're already now pushing a new game for people to pre-order it that we don't know where the fuck this game's going to be at. This is just, fuck this. This is just awful to do this on any level. Ship your fucking game first out now and let people have it and enjoy it, and now tell me about what's next. This is obnoxious.
Yes. And I guarantee you they're being obnoxious on purpose.
When will this game release? Late 2021, early 2022. Any game title, I guess. Well, AM96, I guess there's other letters in there that it's going to be. I guess something in there. Yeah, I'm just not down with this company. They can go fuck themselves. I mean, I hate to say that about this company. I'm burning a potential bridge, but this is awful. This is I couldn't think of anything worse than this.
Yeah, no, it's real bad.
Yeah, you're gonna, and then the price for this is $229 for the limited one. Then the classic one is $169. $169. No new game comes out like this that's close to that. They're around $50 to $60 usually, maybe $70, right?
Yeah,
they're not. So then the arcade thing, is that a joke? I'm going to give you $5,000 for you to mail me a fucking arcade machine, or have someone. I hope you're gonna have someone make it in the U.S. because shipping that thing from France ain't going to be cheap.
Yeah,
it'll be $1,000 right there to put it on a cargo ship to get it over here. That's nuts.
It's wild.
So I guess we'll talk about this next couple weeks, unless I'm so cynical that this isn't really going to get in people's hands after they said it will.
I mean that's the only thing.
Did their freaking Twitter account even announce this? Watermelon Games. Let me see their Twitter account. I know there's a Twitter account that exists. They do have a Twitter account. Their last tweet, Ian. The last tweet on the official they followed me, so they might follow you. So I'm sorry, Paprium. You're doing awful right now. Their last tweet, Ian, was October 25th, 2018. Must have been like around their launch party. 2 years.
When was it? When?
October 25th,
October, so it was a month before the launch.
2018 was their last social media tweet on here.
Jesus.
And they have 3,000 followers. It's not like so like they announced their launch party. That was basically their last thing. And then they did a Facebook post. When was their last Facebook post? Let's see. The last Facebook post was May 28th, 2019, when they said sorry for the lack of news. And they were talking about getting, I guess, parts for something. So they're, I guess, I don't know, parts for the game. So it's been a year and a half since they said a damn thing before these emails went out. That's incredible to me. That's incredible. And maybe the game is great. It doesn't excuse all this.
It absolutely does not.
When you have people's money for 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. So, all right. Anything else to add here? I'm just annoyed by this whole thing at this point.
No, I have nothing else to add to that. It's awful.